Okay, so this is kind of like a behind the scenes video of Hogwarts Legacy and also kind of like a dev's interview about the game. So we're just gonna watch it, see what they talk about and stuff, and let's just do it. I'm very, very excited for this.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This guy is really happy to talk about the game. Like
take all of the
that's
love
good.
That they put into
Like
this
he's
as
very
fans
happy to talk about it.
and
That's great.
Give it to fans.
That's good. That's a good sign.
They've dreamed of for 20 years. The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
Dang, bro, what?
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake.
This looks so
the two.
great. Oh my god.
Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
Okay, so somebody has to explain this to me. Like, I know what open world means. That's like Elden Ring, I guess. Action is just like an action game. RPG is role-playing game, but what does AAA mean? What does that mean? I don't know.
When it comes to the open world, it's
Here, this guy. I like this guy. Like, just the way he talks about the video game, about the story. He's just so happy. Look at his face. He's so happy to talk about it. And that is just a great sign. I feel like.
We just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out
It
there.
really feels like a passion project. And that's really good.
But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond?
Okay, like what's beyond Forbidden Forest? What's beyond Hogsmeade? I don't really care. I mean, I care about it, but the majority of the time in this game, I'm just gonna wandering around Hogwarts. I'm just gonna walk around the castle, talk to classmates, go to the Great Hall, talk to teachers and stuff. That's what I'm gonna do.
Beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
Whoa, what was that? What was that? Was that a map? This does looks like the map, but I don't see Hogwarts. So maybe it's not. I don't know.
We're creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at
wow,
the
looks
famed
great.
School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a
Looks
fifth year,
great.
which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, you know, in the Wizarding World that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding World from, you know, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the Avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books.
Oh my, could you imagine rereading every single book multiple times? Like, I read like all the books once, and then I read the first one 3 times and the second one twice. But that's it. Like, I cannot read like the third one again or the fourth one. It's just too much for me. I mean, I like the movies, I like the books, I love them actually, but I just don't like reading. Maybe that's it. But the movies I watched 1,000 times. Like, I've watched them so many times, I can't even count them anymore. But the books, I'm not a big fan of reading, so
And
maybe
over
that's why.
development, We reread the books many times. Every time we'd start with a new feature, we'd dig into that. And then beyond, we would go into the films.
Being able to put our own spin on what this universe is was a pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before.
I can already tell. Hufflepuff common room. And that's it. It's actually right in front of me. Because I saw the Slytherin common room. Because we've already seen the Slytherin common room in the second film. We've seen the Gryffindor common room way too many times. I don't think we've seen the Ravenclaw common room. I can be wrong about that, but I'm not sure. But we have never seen the Hufflepuff one. And I think that this is it in the game. And it is... The Hufflepuff common room is next to the kitchen. That's all what we know, because that's what's in the books. But yeah, I don't think we've ever seen the Hufflepuff common room before.
The Hufflepuff common room.
There you go.
You know, as a Hufflepuff, you always wondered, like, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close
Yeah,
enough.
like as a fellow Hufflepuff, I don't know, and I would like to know what it looks like. So that's gonna be exciting.
That fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway. I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
When people engage in the wizarding world, what's the one anchor? Like, what's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I'm gonna be mainly focused on the castle. Of course, I'm gonna like wander around like the Forbidden Forest and Hogsmeade, but the majority of the time I'm gonna spend in that castle, just walking and playing the game, of course.
How to bring Hogwarts.
Just look at this. Just look at this view. This is amazing. It's so big. It's just great.
That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Exactly.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're gonna have to walk it.
And of course, again, the sentient castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
We recreate those very important locations. And then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to.
I really hope that they add Peeves in the game, because Peeves is not in the movies, but he is in the books. So I really hope that they add him in the game. That would be amazing. It'd be great.
We have to make the connective tissue that brings all of it together.
Having a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details.
Oh, wow.
Studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when
Is that a
fans play the
boss?
game,
Like an
they get
Elden Ring?
as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is
Exactly.
absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
Oh shit, I'm getting goosebumps again, bro. The best Christmas present ever. I can't wait. I cannot wait.